Hi besties.
Hey besties.
Hi besties.
Welcome back to our channel.
And thank you for tuning in.
Okay, make sure y'all comment, like, subscribe, and turn the post notifications on.
Yes, you guys. That way you can see our videos every time we drop.
And we see y'all new subscribers.
And we see you guys.
We see y'all.
And thank you guys for vibing with us. Catch a vibe with us, okay?
Yeah, for sure. More content coming soon.
Please.
Okay, we're dropping weekly. Every week we're dropping. Okay, it might be one video, it might be two, hell, it might even be three.
Please be ready, you guys, because it might be a whole season.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, so today we're gonna dive into our Pride story.
Because it's what, babe?
Pride Month.
It's Pride Month.
Happy Pride, and make
Happy
sure y'all
Pride
keep
Month,
being you. Don't let
you.
nobody tell you who you should and can't be. You are who you are.
And those of you who are afraid to come out or be proud or be able to be you, know that inside you are still who you are.
Literally.
And you are still loved, and you are still
wanted. Like, you're still
us.
Yeah,
we
like,
are all
we're all
that's what I'm trying
one,
to say.
and we're all
together.
We all have the same blood.
We all have together.
The same
you know, we
everything.
all have different journeys and how we are all proud and how we all show our pride. We all are all different, but one thing I can say for all of us is that although we all have different journeys, we are all on this journey together, no matter what your journey is. So let's just all be proud and just love the rest of Pride Month, because I've been wanting to do this video for a while, y'all.
Yeah, we've been trying.
We've been really busy, and I'm like, oh my god, June is almost over and I have to get this video out because I want you guys to be a part of our story. I want you guys to really know us a little bit more, and by this end of this video, you guys are gonna know us a lot more than you thought you did. So we're gonna talk about our story.
Our story.
And we're just gonna dive right in. So Babe and I had done a video previously, a video of like how we met, and if you want to see that video, we will go ahead and put it right here. But really put it right here. Put it right here. We're gonna put it right here so that way you guys can see it and you guys can just catch up, so that way you can see a little backdrop about us if you want to know even more. But just to sum it up, we met on Twitter, and I DM'd Babe basically, and it was because she kept retweeting me.
Yeah,
the vibe was definitely there.
The energy and the chemistry was right.
Oh, the industry. Ooh,
yeah,
I
industry.
Like that.
Okay, I blended my words.
It was so real. Like, honestly, I think it was a while before we were kind of talking, but like not too long. And
all of that happened in like 2012.
2012.
It was 2012.
Wow, 2012.
Yeah,
wow.
that's a long time ago.
Yes, that was a long time ago. Decades ago. Things kind of transpired into something else, and I took a trip and I went to see her, and oh my god, I just remember being so nervous. I literally was like
I was pacing.
nervous. Like my heart was beating like so fast, but not in one of those ways to where you feel like you're like nervous, but in one of those ways where you feel like you're like exactly where you're supposed to be, and you feel like your life's gonna change. Like you just feel like that feeling,
that energy, man.
That feeling.
Like, I'll tell you guys, I was like pacing back and forth from my apartment.
Oh my
I had to go work out at the gym to like calm my nerves. Like, that's why I was dressed the way how I was when I went down there. Like, and I was just so weak when she pulled up, and honestly, she was just so nervous. But my thing is, I
wasn't nervous. I was like frazzled, you guys, because I was lost getting to her. So at this point, like it took at least an hour and a half longer than it was supposed to for me to get there, because I got lost. So I was like frazzled. So then meeting her was even more like frazzled.
And I was just so calm and so regular. Like, oh no, yeah. So you turned the wrong way. You should have just came this way. But you know that for future reference. And okay, so we're gonna go over here and we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that.
Crazy.
And it was just really nuts. But it's just so funny, you guys. She was so afraid to like kiss me. She was so afraid.
I wasn't afraid. Actually, okay.
And she was just saying,
yeah,
I'm gonna kiss you and I'm gonna do this.
I was, but I couldn't do it.
She was all bark and no bite, y'all.
I couldn't do it. I don't know why I couldn't do it. I
don't know.
I feel like she had to be the one to do it. I feel like she had to do the one. Actually, you had to be the one to do it, because I just felt in my heart like, I don't know. I just felt like I was so mesmerized by everything. Like it felt so surreal that I wasn't even there.
Yeah.
That I couldn't even take it in at that point. That's what was going on.
Y'all, she was like a deer in headlights.
Yeah, because that's what was going on. So I couldn't even acknowledge that. It was just like a lot in that moment. But I spent the whole weekend there with her, and I like literally stayed with her in her college dorm. It was literally something I will never forget. I feel like it was an experience. I feel like it was such an experience. I had the time of my life because we were both in college at that time. And so it was like really, really cool to just like leave the state I was at and then to go there in California. That was my first time in California. And I fell in love with California in that moment.
Especially the area where I was at. It was a nice
oh my God, I fell in
so.
love with California from that moment. And then, I don't know, babe, what happened after that?
Well, let's go back to that kiss.
Oh, yeah.
I had to push her up against the car and kiss her because she was just so scared.
It was very,
like,
it was actually very.
It was like, it was like a lesbian rom-com. With the way how it happened.
Yeah, it was.
You know, but
it was
definitely one to remember.
It was. Yeah, definitely one of my favorite kisses.
But to circle back to where Babe took us to.
Yes, basically.
So we were together for a while, and then
it ended up kind of not working out at that time. Honestly.
I was busy like working in like
honestly,
the entertainment industry with what I was doing. I was like really like. I barely had time to sleep. I was in and out of studios and like working, and Babe missed me a lot to the point that she couldn't do it because I was just too busy.
It was just a lot. It was really hard. And being that young and doing long distance, when I think about it, I'm like, dang, like now I feel differently because when I think about it at that time, I'm like, man, like, dang it, I could have made it work. But my mindset was in a different place, and at that time, you know, it just wasn't right at that time.
And the maturity level was different.
It just wasn't time. It just wasn't time.
Yeah.
And so at that point, we were literally apart for like
six years.
6 years.
It's about 6 years that we were apart from one another. We both were in like different relationships. And
actually, throughout the time that we were apart, I had been in several relationships in those 6 years.
Yeah.
You know, because in those 6 years, you know, I had been single. I had been in a long relationship, gotten out of that relationship, and I was in another long relationship. So, I mean, you could have a long-term. 6 years is a long time. Yeah. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And a lot could happen in 6 years. And Babe had her own another situation she was in.
Yeah, I had a relationship that I was in, and yeah.
And she was in that relationship, and so yeah, we ended up reconnecting.
Yeah, I reached out just to like clear the air because it was just on my spirit to like reach out.
Honestly, things kind of just. From that moment, things just kind of like naturally just fell into place. Like
it did. Nothing was forced.
Nothing. Even down to like running into her and in a place where I didn't even know she lived.
Yeah, she had no idea I was where I was at, and I had no idea that she was.
I was just on a girls' trip.
Yeah.
I was just on a girls' trip, and I ran into her, and I felt like it was basically like.
Meant to be.
I feel like I really do. I feel like in that moment it was really like whoa. It was just something where it was just like wow. And so from that moment I just always thought about her. I just thought about her and thought about her, and then we started talking on the phone a lot. Yeah,
we started talking a whole lot, and one thing led to another, and she was getting flued out.
I was getting flown out a lot, and then it started getting to the point where, you know, but at this point we were like only like we were still friends. We're like dating.
We were friends.
It's weird. You guys
like we had like a really solid, genuine, authentic
relationship,
friendship.
Yeah,
like it's just like, how was work? Like, come out here. Like, let's go.
Yeah, honestly.
Let's go do something. Like, let's decompress from the week.
To be honest, it started off as just being like, oh my God, I need to get out of here. It's hot. Like, I just need to get out of here.
And I'm then, just like, I live right by the beach. Come.
Oh my God. And then
like on the beach.
And when I went there for the first time, it was just like, I was just in love. I was in love. I was in love with everything. I was in love with everything from the moment that I stepped down from the flight. I was in love with everything.
It was so weak because there was even times where she like got lost, like she wasn't coming there.
Oh my God, I was getting like
lost,
but it was all worth it because I found my way. I found my way to her, and then from after that, like, we just dated for a while until we actually made things official. And then Babe asked me, and of course, once things were official, from that moment on, we just continued to just do long distance until we decided,
until it was right,
until we felt like, I don't want anything else. I don't need anything else. When you find your person, you find your person, and your person is your person, and that you no longer have to search anymore. And I felt like I had found my person. And so at that moment, I was just like, you know what? I'm coming to California, period.
So after like the relationship that I experienced after, oh girl, we was intertwined. My little finger's swollen.
Oh, my fingers.
Girl, why are you squeezing so tight? She just can't get enough of me.
Baby, you had your hand like this. You doing that Sagittarius shit.
I can't help it.
Ow.
Anyways, you okay?
Yeah, my fingers, girl.
So after like what I experienced, like after like our initial relationship was over and like reconnecting with Myesha, I don't know, it just felt like the energy was right, the aura was right, and I was just really just happy I had my friend back, Like, I had my best friend back, and I just so happened to ended up falling in love with my best friend, and I don't know, like the relationship was like a breath of fresh air. Like everything just felt good. It felt like it's supposed to be,
Like it wasn't like we had to try.
No, we didn't try. Like it just
anything.
It just happened.
It just everything.
It just happened.
And
it felt like, okay, this is who I'm supposed to be with. This is gonna be the person I'm marrying. Like this is the person I'm gonna propose to.
Like
this is the person I'm gonna like have kids with. This is the person I'm gonna like spend the rest of my life with. And it's so funny because you hear people say, when you know, your elders, and it's just like, no, when you know, you really know, and that's really creepy.
When
like
you
really know.
You really, really know, and honestly, that's something I could honestly say. It's like that feeling is a feeling that, like, if you have to question it, or like if there's something that's underlying, or if you're like questioning,
or you're hesitant, like,
or,
should I?
Yeah, or if you're dwelling on other things or other people,
you shouldn't be in a relationship. You should focus on self. And honestly, I spent a lot of time like by myself before we even like got back together, because there was different aspects of like myself I wanted to be like healed, in order for me to be receptive to the love that I wanted and that I craved. And it just so happened to be her that I ended up like falling in love with and
really
like having everything with. It's so crazy
to think that like when we when we broke up in 2013,
oh my God,
I never would have imagined that we would be where we are right now.
When I tell you, I just knew I knew that was it.
I knew we were never gonna talk again. Our relationship was a dub. But I always thought about her.
And I always thought about herself too.
Like, I feel like out of all the relationships I've ever been in, I've always thought about her. Like, there may be other people, but not like that you think away. Like I wonder how they're doing.
Yeah.
But like the way that I thought about her was just like
it was different.
Like I always like had different scenarios of like how I would have had to plan A or B or C if it would have worked out. Like okay, like if this would have worked out, we would have basically been together for X amount of years. Or okay, well this worked out. Like you know, sometimes like I always had those random thoughts sometimes, or like it's like almost when you would have a moment of like feeling like you're being mistreated or feeling like you're going through something in a relationship. You think about someone and you would be like, oh wow, that person wouldn't do that.
That person would never do that to me.
And it makes me almost get emotional because like I really have been there, and when you have those thoughts and you think, wow, this person would never do that to me, this person, like it's just almost like wow,
like I'm still thinking about this person.
But still never even attempting to reach out or never saying anything like ever, you know. And through the years, like, you know, we were in other relationships, but in between relationships where I was single, I definitely did reach out to you, you know.
And I did not get any of those messages.
I actually reached out to her. There was a time where I was like single, in between another serious relationship that I got into, and I actually reached out to her. And
if I would have seen it,
I was actually single for like 7 months, like almost a whole like 7
Side
months.
note,
7 months.
If I would have seen that email, I definitely would have been back where I belong.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be blunt.
Just really
like
crazy.
I would have definitely like jumped ship, and you know.
And so that's just really crazy when I think about it, because I'm like, wow, like I literally wrote her, and that was like in 2014.
Oh man, that would have been perfect timing too.
Oh my god.
Because y'all.
Wait, that was literally a year after we broke up.
Yeah, a whole year.
I sent her an email, and I literally sent her an email apologizing because I literally just jumped into a whole relationship.
My baby back. It's true. Like, I'm just saying, like, because I still wasn't all the way, like, over you. You know? Which is probably why I probably jumped in a situation. But,
at that time,
you know, at that time I was young. Like, you know, but then you know, then you're with someone and then time passed and you're just like, oh shit, I've been with this person for like
X amount of years.
Forever, and it's toxic, and
Absolutely.
you know, and it's just like we're not good for each other. I need to be back where my person is good for me.
But it's just really crazy thinking about that, because like, who'd ever thought? I still didn't thought, like, I literally tell her, like, I thought that the last relationship I was in, I was gonna get married, and you know what I mean? It's just crazy how.
No, you would think that. You would think like, man, like I've been with this person forever. Like I feel like I'm about to be with this person.
Yeah.
And I felt like that at one point too, until it got really bad, and it's just like I can't be with you.
Right.
You know.
So it's just crazy to like think that, and then to think like all of a sudden like we're together, like we're really together,
and been together for years.
Yeah, like and for me, every day I wake up like we're really together. Like I feel like I'm dreaming every day. Like we're really together. Like I say that so much.
Oh, what about our first kiss? Like after we've like reconnected.
Oh my god, that was really great.
It was really intense.
Honestly, I've never kissed.
It was like a movie.
I've never kissed anyone like that before. In that moment, I knew, like I've never, like I can't even talk. Like I never in my life, you guys. It was like one of those moments where like, honestly, you hear nothing around you but like your heartbeat. And like you don't even feel, you don't even feel yourself breathing. Or like you don't feel any breath. All you feel is
the
like
moment.
Your heart beating in that moment. Like you don't feel.
I've never experienced anything like that ever. I can't even
explain it.
Yeah, that was different.
I felt like we were like standing on top of like Pluto or something.
Yeah.
Like
that's how it felt. It really felt that way.
I never felt like that. And now thinking about it, I get like
butterflies. Yeah. I was such a mess in that moment.
it was an overwhelming feeling. It was like,
whoa.
Yeah, it was
like okay,
whoa.
this is apparently pent up.
And it definitely wasn't like people who, you know, everybody has a kiss. Some first kisses are very awkward. Some are like, whoa, I'm never gonna be with this person. They marry that person, you know. So, but this was definitely extraordinary. Like I have never.
Neither have I. That was different. I was like, oh, okay.
That was like, and you know, it's really crazy because even today, like
I think about it, I feel so embarrassed because I had so much anxiety, and I was just like, oh my gosh,
it was
like, this is a lot.
It was like, you guys, it was so overwhelming because this feeling was just like literally, like we literally like stepped away from each other,
and we looked at each other.
And we looked at each other, and then we were just like, whoa, like what the like we were speechless, and we just stared at each other in that moment. And then like
after that, we were inseparable. After that,
it was just like that was it. At that moment, I just knew I'm your wife right then and there. Like that's it's like skip the girlfriend phase. Like I am your wife. Like this is it.
Like this is my person. I can't talk to no one else. I'm not entertaining no one else. This is like who I want. Like, you know, so intense. It was so intense.
It was really intense.
My goodness.
And you know, I still wake up every day feeling those same intense ways, and that's why I know that this is my person, because like, you know, when you wake up feeling the same exact way, and you feel even more in love. You have so much love. Like it's not like, oh, it's not so grand enough. No, it's grand. Like it's like, you know, some people feel like you should love people, but you should always love yourself first. And honestly, in order to love someone, you do need to love yourself first.
You do.
But I do feel like you need to love your partner just as much as you love yourself.
No, that's true. That's true. And if you're not willing and able to like care for yourself, it's like, how can you care for someone else, you know, in a way that they need you to care for them? And that doesn't mean you're like, you know, sacrificing your own peace and livelihood and sanity to make this other person happy. You know, you just have to do what you feel is best for you and your relationship
at all times. And you guys, honestly, years later, like I could not.
Side note, sorry to cut you off, babe. I know I love her because we got 2 dogs, and I told myself, like, I want a dog, but I don't want a dog. Like, I want one, but I don't. And we got 2.
We do have 2 dogs. And she told me no to one. And then she let me, she's like, we could have a dog, because she fell in love with him.
Yeah.
And then we got another dog, and
I couldn't resist him. He's so cute.
But honestly, you know, all this next is, you know, well, who knows what's next.
Oh, you know what's next. You're gonna be a wife.
Even if you guys, people are so, I'm being so vulnerable with you guys because I genuinely love her. And when you love someone, it's just not, it's not about frivolous things like the ring. It's not about a ring. I could marry her and have no ring on my finger and still be the most happiest person alive, at peace. And you know, I get so emotional because it's really not about it. Like, so many people have it so confused.
Wrong.
It's not about like the ring. It's not about just having
the materialistic
aspects of what comes with the marriage, or having a wedding. Is it nice? Isn't it beautiful? Yes. Does every woman deserve it? Absolutely. But if I had none of those things, I could marry you now, you know? And that's how I know that this is my person. For real. But before we go too deep, because I feel like y'all already know too much tea, we're gonna let this simmer
Yeah, we are gonna let
For
this simmer.
I get like emotional because I feel like y'all know too much.
But I have a question for you, babe.
Yeah.
So since it is Pride Month, and you know, there's
Yes.
probably people watching who haven't come out yet, or they're going to come out, or they recently came out and they're dealing with what, you know, some of us deal with when we come out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm talking about. You got people who are just like, oh my gosh, you're gay, or some who are really supportive. What advice can you give someone that's coming out of the closet, or that's, you know, recently out?
Honestly, that's a good question, babe. Thank you.
See them skills?
No, honestly, guys, I think that all you have to do is just be true to you. And honestly, like, even when you feel afraid and you feel like you can't tell anybody, feel okay with knowing that you can do it. And if you feel like you need support, there are support groups and people that can help you accomplish that goal if that's something that you really feel like you're ready to do it. But it's okay. You know, there was a time where I had to do it, and honestly, I know how afraid and scary you feel. People judge you, people treat you differently, and even in today, people definitely treat you different. People in friendships, people who are your own friends, can treat you different because they don't understand, because they don't know what it's like to be in a relationship like we do, you know. So honestly, just do it. Rip that band-aid off. Rip that band-aid off and just do it. The whole community is here for you. We're here for you. And know that you are loved and you are valued.
And it does get better. It does get better. It's not always worse or terrible forever. You just have to get over that hill.
And you get over that little hill, and then it's only up from there. And remember, stay true to you. Be you.
Be you.
Always be you. And who cares what they think?
And you know, and that's the point of like Pride Month. It's like the purpose of Pride Month is really for us to like acknowledge who we are, whether you're trans, whether you're a lesbian or gay or pansexual, bisexual, like non-binary, like, you know, like whatever label that you go by, or even if you don't have a label, like whatever you feel that makes you you, this is your month to feel celebrated and acknowledged. And just carry that same energy throughout the rest of the year, you know?
Know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, most of the Pride festivals nowadays aren't in the month of June. They're like scattered all throughout the year.
They really are, so it's a little confusing.
Every month is Pride Month.
But yeah, every day is Pride Day. I know that we celebrate it 1 month, but every day is Pride Day. Every day, be proud of who you are, because there's no one like you, and there's only one you.
Only one you.
One you.
One you.
So before we spill more tea, I feel like you guys already know my whole life story. I feel like you guys know everything about me now, which is cool. I'm totally fine with that.
My little.
But feel free to comment down below and leave like your Pride story, like your story, whether you want to leave a comment on your coming out story, whether you want to leave a comment on, you know, just what Pride means to you.
And if I would love to see some advice too, like, you know, drop it down there.
I would love to see it, you guys.